Hey guys, welcome to another crochet beanie tutorial, and I will be showing you in this tutorial how to crochet this simple beanie. And this pattern is great even for beginners. We will make just half double crochets in rows and slip stitches. For this project, you'll need measuring tape, pair of scissors, yarn needle, stitch markers if you want, and I will work with 7mm crochet hook and thicker yarn called Super Lana Maxi from Alize. You can pick any other yarn, any other brand or material. It's up to you, but this yarn is thicker and your project will be done in 1 hour or in 1.5 hours. This is 100 grams, 100 meters, and it's mix of wool and acrylic. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, take 7mm crochet hook and the yarn called Super Lana and leave the starting tail longer because we will use it for closing the top of beanie. Start with a slip knot and then chain 25, and the foundation chain determines the height of the beanie. So I am making the size for 1.5 to 3 years old kid. So if you are working on the bigger size or smaller size, just make more or less chains. Okay, I have done 25 chains. I'm going to measure it for you. It's 21 centimeters long. And now let's crochet the simple pattern. So we are going to make half double crochets and slip stitches in rows. So on the top of beanie, we will make slip stitches. But this is the brim of beanie. So start in the second chain and make first half double crochet. And I'm going to make one half double crochet in next 20 chains. If you want, or if you are beginner, mark the first stitch because when you will crochet back, you will know where is the last stitch of the row. Okay, so continue working one half double crochet in 20 chains. And this is what this looks like. Now I have 4 chains left. And in very last 4 chains, I'm going to make slip stitch. So 1 slip stitch in next 4 chains. You can mark the very last half double crochet if you want. And you can see starting tail on the left side. And this will tell you that you have to make always slip stitches on this side. So this is top of beanie. I have 2, 3, and 4 slip stitches. Chain 1 at the end of each row, and this is what this looks like. And then turn your work, and from the second row we are going to use back loop and the third loop. So we have to start in very first back loop, and I'm going to show you what is the back loop. And I mean this loop. This is back loop. So now we will use back loop. You can see stitch here, and we will use just this back loop. So start in very first back loop and make first slip stitch. So you need to make slip stitches again. You can see very first stitch here. This is first stitch, and you can count, or you can just turn it like this, and here is the first stitch. I mean first back loop. So this is first slip stitch, and you can go with other way. So I am on the previous row, so chain 1, and then you can see very first back loop here. So you can start to make first slip stitch on the other side, and then turn your work. So we have done one first slip stitch, and make 3 more slip stitches. So I have 4 slip stitches, and here where you marked the stitch, it's the stitch where we will make half double crochets again. And at the end of this row will be brim of beanie. So you can count 4 stitches and mark them, because there we will make half double crochets in back loop only, always. So you can count 4 stitches and use stitch marker. And now we are going to use the third loop in the middle part of beanie. We will use just the third loop. So you can see back loop, this is front loop, and here underneath of stitch is the third loop. This is third loop. So now we are going to make 1 half double crochet in third loop, and you will make 1 half double crochet in third loop, in each third loop to the stitch marker, to the brim part. So in my case, I'm going to make 16 half double crochets in third loop. If you don't see well the third loop, you can just little turn it like this. You can see stitch here, and underneath of stitch is the third loop. Okay, I have done 16 half double crochets in the third loop. Here's the stitch marker. We have 4 stitches left, and you can mark the other side again. Now we have 4 stitches left, and this is the brim part. If you want, you can use stitch marker again and mark the very last half double crochet in the third loop. And now I'm going to use the back loop only, and this is the brim part, and you can see there is no starting tail, so this will tell you that it's the brim part and you have to make half double crochets in the back loop. I have 3 half double crochets in back loop, but very last half double crochet goes into the stitch, and very last half double crochet of this row goes into the stitch, because this is brim part and we want to have nice and straight edge. And this is what it looks like. And this is the wrong side of the beanie. So on the right side is the starting tail. Here is not starting tail. So this is the wrong side of the beanie. Chain 1, turn your work. And now you have to make 1 half double crochet in next 4 back loop. So this is the right side of the beanie. Start in very first back loop and make first half double crochet. This is the brim part. So you can see half double crochets from previous row and stitches. You need to have 4 half double crochets in the back loop only on the brim part. Always make 1 half double crochet in the back loop on the brim part. And we are on the right side of the beanie, so it's gonna be easier in the middle of the row because we will continue working 1 half double crochet back loop only. So on the right side of the beanie, we have to make half double crochets in the middle of the row in back loop. So continue working 1 half double crochet in back loop to the stitch marker. In my case, I'm going to make 16 half double crochets back loop only. Okay, I am nearly at the end of the row. I have 4 stitches left, and you can see the starting tail, and this will tell you that you have to make slip stitches. So I'm going to make 1 slip stitch in next 4 back loop. Chain 1, turn your work and make 4 slip stitches back loop only. On the wrong side of the beanie, you need to make half double crochets into the 3rd loop. So you can see we are on the wrong side of the beanie. This is what this looks like on the wrong side. And the starting tail is on the right side. So this is right side of the beanie. And this is wrong side of the beanie. So you can see starting tail on the right side. So you know you are on the wrong side of the beanie and you need to make half double crochets not into the back loop but into the 3rd loop. So in my case I'm going to make 16 half double crochets into the 3rd loop. I hope it's enough understandable for you. And if you will have any questions, just write me here below the video, leave the comment below the video, and I will try to help you. At the end of the row, you need to have 4 stitches left. So I'm going to make last half double crochet into the 3rd loop. And now we are on the brim side, so I'm going to make 1 half double crochet in next 3 back loop. And very last half double crochet goes into the stitch because we want to have nice and straight edge of the brim. Okay, so continue working until you reach the desired width of the beanie, and the width of the beanie is the circumference of the head, and it's stretchy pattern. So measure it in stretchy state. So on the right side of the beanie, in the middle of the row, you need to make half double crochets into the back loop. On the wrong side, make half double crochets into the third loop. On the brim side, half double crochets, back loop only always. On the top of beanie, slip stitches in back loop. Okay, this is what it looks like, and this is size for an adult. And even one ball of yarn is enough for an adult size. So this is the rest of the ball. And now we are going to join both sides of the beanie together. I'm going to measure it for you. This is an adult size, and I'm going to measure the width of the beanie. It's 50, and in stretchy state it's 54, 55. Okay, I finished the last row on the right side of the beanie, and I'm going to join both sides together on the right side of the beanie. So I'm going to pull the loop through the other side like this in the first stitch, and now I'm going to join both sides together with slip stitches and with crochet hook. So on the side of beanie closer to me, I'm going to use stitches. On the other side, back loop and make slip stitch. And continue working like this all the way across. And also here, very last slip stitch goes into the stitch, not into the back loop. Okay, you can cut the yarn, and we are going to close the top of beanie. Thread the end of the yarn at the top of the beanie onto the needle. Okay, now we are going to close the hole on top of the beanie, and I'm going to make the stitch in each second loop. So with this way, close the hole here on the top of beanie. If you did it all the way around, just tighten the tail and close the hole. But you can see still the small hole in the middle, so you need to make more stitches. I'm going to make a stitch, one stitch on this right side of the beanie, and then a few more stitches on the wrong side of the beanie. When the hole is closed, you can make a simple knot, trim the yarn, and you have done your beanie. Here is the joining, and now I'm going to show you how to weave the tail inside the beanie, and then just add a pom-pom if you want, and we will be at the end of the tutorial. And this is what this looks like. I think it's pretty easy to do. I hope it was pretty easy to do for you as well. So this is the child size of the beanie, and this is the size for an adult. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you do, put the thumb up. If you don't subscribe my channel yet, hit the subscribe button, and see you soon. Bye.